Hello, my van friends. I've got another creation to show you from the Humble Road Van Studio. This is the big, beautiful beast. 350 HD Ford Transit, all-wheel drive, EcoBoost engine. It's the longest, it's the tallest. It doesn't get any better than this when you're looking at Ford Transits. Let me show you what I got. This van has been built out for a couple based in Florida. They're going to be doing some extensive traveling. While not full-time, they're going to be out on the road for long periods of time. So I did a build that was very similar to what I would do for a full-time couple. The whole van is using cherry wood and the 80/20. So let me take you on a little tour. All Humble Road vans are insulated throughout with a double layer of Thinsulate 600. Then a layer of Reflectix and a plywood or masonite material to comprise the walls and ceilings. We use the finest marine vinyls for our wall coverings and ceilings. The floors contain 1 inch of polyiso foam and a 3/4 inch marine plywood subfloor. To prevent mold or mildew, the chassis floor valleys are left wide open to allow for airflow under the flooring system. Ron made this gorgeous teak shower boardwalk. It's in 2 pieces, so it's easier to manage for removal. We have a stainless steel shower pan under this boardwalk. We've got 2 drains. Time to time, you're going to need to pull these boardwalks out to clean the shower pan, clean the drains. And typically you'll see a thumb hole, finger hole where you can just pull it up. And I said, you know what, Ron? I don't want to see that thumb hole 364 days a year for the one day you're going to need it to pull these up and clean the shower. So Ron made this tool, which is hysterical. It's got a little hook on the end. So you put this into the slot, you turn it, and that allows you to lift up the shower, the boardwalk. And I tell you, I said, Ron, I think I want to show this. I think I want to install it upside down. Look at how beautiful this is. He did a gorgeous job on this. He built it all out. He inset all of his support pieces, right? They're dadoed in. And then he's got these rubber feet everywhere so the water flows underneath. Come on, man. That's beautiful. And on the other smaller section, he put in these tabs. So when you put them together, they don't shift offline. Our gutters will always remain lined up because of these tabs. Look how beautiful this is. I really should display it upside down. So that goes back in there. This one, you put it in like that, and it finds its own place, and you're done. The shower door is a split door. And the reason we do that is because Danny is a big guy. And in order to give him a little more room when he takes a shower, we developed a hoop system. So I'm going to show you how this works because I'll be in the shower if I were to show you the right way to use it. But this hoop comes out after your shower curtain's been deployed. And this will move the shower curtain out away from your body. So it gives you more elbow room to take your shower. Then when you're done, you just bring it back inside and magnet it. I like the magnet and the leather strap. It's very organic. I feel like a hippie taking a shower. Did hippies take showers? Got a full mirror on the back of that door. And of course they lock together. I just unlatch them for demonstration purposes. His and hers lagoon tables up front. As annoying as they are to set up and take down, we all know how versatile these tables can be. We designed the one behind the driver's seat to stow neatly alongside of the refrigerator. And we are particularly proud of the beautiful mounting block on the passenger side. While underway, these tables stand securely strapped in, out of harm's way. This is the Cruise 130. This is a very nice fridge. I put this one on my Pleasure Way when I did that big refit. Yes, most of my clients want a nice big deep fridge right here, the 195, the Cruise 195 fridge freezer. And I did that for Yvonne and Danny in this van during the cardboard build. We set up a cardboard Cruise 195, and when they both sat here, boom, you had this big fridge box right in your face. It cut off the whole van. And the big premise in building this van was to keep it wide open and spacious. Don't feel claustrophobic or closed in. So the solution to that problem is we put a Dometic fridge freezer chest in the back of the van, 12-volt fridge freezer cooler chest. So now Yvonne will make her meals at home before a trip, freeze them, put them in that chest. As they're on their trip day to day, she'll bring that food out and bring it up to the front fridge and work out of the front fridge. Gives her a nice big counter space here to work off of, as well as the galley. And we've got a nice 12-volt TV. It's a DC TV. Beautiful picture window here. I love this picture window up front. If you want a front lounge up here, this is where you want to maintain your living space if you're in the van for any period of time. We push the shower box rearward, okay? And that opens up this whole area. In Sam's van, he wanted a lot of space up front. This area was very important to Sam. Very important for him to be able to stretch out and have a wide open space so he doesn't feel confined when he's in the van. So we gave it to him. This van, we took it so far as to raise the fridge so Yvonne could get her toes under it and give her a little more room to spread out on her knees, like that. You can see we put in a nice custom grill underneath. We do all our fabricating in-house. We've got a CNC machine. We've got milling machines now. The nice big deep sink has become my signature. I've been a proponent of the nice big deep sink for a long time, way back when I was working on my Pleasure Way. I think that's the first thing I did to that Pleasure Way, was put in a nice big sink. The new sink is here. The next thing I'm going to do is replace that kitchen sink. That was a great series. You can watch it. We were able to put in our nice long 5-foot galley in this van, and we're using a white Corian countertop. I always encourage my clients to go the white countertop. It just opens things up in the van. I also encourage them to use a white ceiling because this opens things up. A lot of people put the tongue and groove, walnut, they stain it dark. I like to keep things open. Everything else, you do whatever you want, but stick to a white countertop, stick to a white ceiling, and you'll find that it feels a lot more spacious. You know, you have to feel as comfortable and happy in the van as you do outside where the van takes you. When designing our Humble Road vans, adequate drawer and cabinet storage are a direct result of our clients' input. Anything from cozy bookcases in the rear bulkhead to massive clothing cabinets over the bed. I don't think it's wise, however, to put any storage over the head of the bed. Keep that area wide open so you can sit up or toss and turn without fear of conking your noggin. Over here in the corner of the bed, we gave them a little secret compartment. It's pretty deep, pretty big. You could use it for laundry or a secret stash for your valuables. So this is a gooseneck faucet with a pull down. Since your typical faucet hose weight was not applicable in this situation, We developed a retractable cable pull to return the faucet to its position. This is your Acuva. This is a water system where you've got cartridge filtered and UV light water. So this comes right out of your freshwater tank, 45 gallons of fresh water. And you can drink this water, you can cook with this water. You use this to wash your dishes and wash your hair in the big sink. And this is where you would put your induction cooktop, right? You want to cook inside. And we've got a nice counter level outlet, 120 volt and a USB charger down at that end. Typically, I would put a wall cabinet here over the galley. Do it almost every time with a nice strip light underneath, a task light. And I had that up here in the cardboard build. These owners came in, they said, nay, we don't want that wall cabinet. We want that big open feeling. We don't want that closeness while we're working here. So I took out the cabinet and we replaced it with this beautiful little shelf with a radius end. Look how that dives right into the wall. Why do we do that, you ask? Well, here's the end of the bed. And if we had a corner here of any type of fashion, it's going to be a hazard when you're getting up in and out of the bed, rolling onto your side. You don't want a corner near your bed. Take a look at how many RVs, travel trailers, they've got these corner cabinets right next to your head in the bed. It's a hazard. Anyway, look how beautiful. The guys built a jig to curve our plywood. They laid this all up in a multiple lamination. This is all cherry. Over here, we've got a little secret hideaway place where we keep another set of fuses. These are all of your lights. These are all the light fuses. All the breakers are over on this side, but I do all of my lighting on this side. And you probably never have to go in there, but this stays in place with pressure and magnets. We've got a couple of magnets. We put this right in place. You slide it over to about right there. Done. You didn't even see it until I showed it to you, right? That's the shelf. We are now making our own switch plates, custom switch plates with all our dimmers. I've got a light outside, on and off. I got my water pump with a red light. The water pump switch should always have a red light on it so that when you get in bed and you think you're all done for the night, if that red light's glowing, you better get up and turn it off. I never leave the water pump switch on unless I'm using water. Especially if you leave the van. You leave that water pump switch on and you leave the van, something happens, a fitting breaks loose, something bursts, you're going to pump all the water you've got in your tank into the van. This was a brainstorm we had when looking at the Ford vans. I was not sure how to handle that swooping curve that's on the Ford van. It's a much steeper curve than a Sprinter or a ProMaster. It starts further back. One of the things that I decided to do, which I have not seen done anywhere, you know, these Ford Transit vans, they've got this weird ceiling. The ceiling or the roof line starts its curve down way back here, where most other vans start their curve down at the cockpit. So you've got this big sloping roof in the front that slopes in two directions, and it's in the living area. And I did a lot of research with van builders, manufacturers. I was pretty surprised at the way everybody handles this portion of the roof, the ceiling in a transit van. So what I did is I went out and I ordered the headliner that would be put in a transit passenger van, okay? It's molded to fit right in and continue the lines from the initial headliner that's over the cockpit when you buy a cargo van. But what I didn't realize when I ordered it is that this piece right here actually was down here. They need to make room for airbags and ventilation ducts on both sides. On the window side, I didn't have to worry about it. It can be as low as it was provided. On this side, no good. It cut your entry head height way down. So John carefully cut it away, and we repositioned it, and we put it up about 5 inches higher, which was a very nice treatment. Very nice treatment. But I got to tell you, once we brought it in and put it in place, there's a real sense of openness. It really does feel nice, which is a good thing in this van because up front is the lounge area. So now you've got this big expanse of continuous gray headliner from the cockpit all the way down to the first roof rib here. Really nice. And then we incorporated our center boardwalk into that headliner. And then from here back, we go to our padded white roof. It was a very difficult thing. I don't know if I would do it again. I do have one more of these headliner shells, and I've got Lightfoot that I'm working on. We may put it in there. She to me has expressed some interest in that headliner. We may put it in her van. We're working on some alternatives, but we now know how to do this. And so that's a big plus in building these Ford Transits. If we need to, boom, we put this in. We know exactly what to do. The theme running through this build is seashore. To complement the quilt Yvonne made, we included a few subtle design cues to add to the fun. Seashells and starfish, palm trees swaying in the breeze, and a lighthouse on a rocky shore. We've got a decent sized bed height here. This is a queen bed, so we are 73 by 60. So it's a modified queen, and it's high. You know, this countertop's 36, so we're 40 inches, a healthy 40 inches. So what we did to help them get in and out of the bed is we put in this bed step. It's hidden, it's flush. We like to do a lot of things flush when we build. So you fold this out. It's got a very strong hinge. We gave it a lot of testing, and you can get in and out of the bed. I've got a night light under this armoire, which is going to illuminate this area where the step is. So in the middle of the night when it's pitch dark, if you've left that night light on, and you can adjust it to whatever intensity you want on the dimmer and the bed lights are at the bed, makes sense, right? Rather than putting it with all the other switches over there. Your head's right here. Just reach up, turn it. The night light is also in the shower, red night light. So you can turn out all your lights, black out all your windows, and just leave those night lights on, dimmed where you want them. You'd be surprised how your eyes adjust. One of the things Yvonne wanted in this area was another seating area so that she could have dinner with Danny face to face. So what we did is we put this little jump seat. We made this jump seat out of 80/20 and cherry. Yvonne can sit here. Danny sits in the big seat because he's a big guy. Remember what I said earlier about turning the table on the offset? So now they can share a meal face to face. I think it's very romantic. June and I do this all the time. It's not the front row at the Copa, but it serves a purpose. I think it's very cute. Flush fit. We all know about the table that comes out the side of the peninsula, right on the galley. We took it a step further this time. We have a recessed table, right? It's flush in the peninsula wall. I don't like the chain or the cable. People put it here or they put a little hinge. That's just the first thing that comes to mind. So we decided in a van of this stature to do something different, have a little fun with it. So we've got a boat cleat, a dock cleat right there to pull this out. Hidden hinges and magnets. You bring these little guys up with rubber on them, and that's your table weight. Now you can work on this table. The other thing we did is we needed a way to have this thing close when you're driving. So we put magnets on the back end of the moving 80/20 apparatus. When this is closed, those magnets hit the cupboard doors on the other side. So it holds both the doors and this drawer face closed while you're driving. The magnet engages, keeps them both closed. Perfect. I think it's fun. It's a little something. Yeah, it was a lot of work, a lot of engineering and a lot of work to do this. But I think it was worth it because I haven't seen it done before. We're using a different toilet this time. This is a company called Trellino. I think it's a German company. And this is a nice little toilet. It's the right height. I think it's 17 inches. And it's got the separator, right? So what you do here, this is a pretty well made too. Here's your pee jug. Okay, it's a nice pee jug, slides right out with a handle. And then this would be your poop box. And it has a lid on it, which I like. So basically, you put this right in there. So you've got your opening for number 2. You got your urine collection up front. It's not necessarily a composting toilet. I'm going to suggest these owners use this with commode bags. So what you would do is you would put your commode bag in this container. In fact, I think they provide you with a couple of bags. So you put your commode bag in here, and if you don't think you're going to empty it for a day or 3, you would put some horse bedding, hamster bedding, kitty litter, coconut core, whatever you want to put in there, and let that poop go in there and put another scoop on top of it in the commode bag, separate from the urine. Then whenever you get the opportunity, take that bag out, knot it, and throw it away. Start again. No composting. I would get rid of this per use. Commode bags are cheap. They're biodegradable. And this is a pretty decent system. That's a very nice size urine container. And these toilets are affordable. You know, this is like $500-600 range. It's not $1,300 like those other toilets. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, these are nice. They're well made. Trellino. I just wanted to point out this one detail. You see this little rosette right here with the bolt in it? I have one on each side. This is covering an access hole to the back of the door hinge of the Ford chassis. If for whatever reason you need to get at those bolts for the door hinge, you need to replace the door, you need to adjust the door, you need to leave that access there. And that's what this is for. You take that one bolt out, this panel comes off, and you can get your wrench in there to take that door off or to replace it. Go look and see how many builders just build right over that and block it off. There's certain situations like that throughout every van that you've got to make sure you maintain access for the mechanics that have to work on the chassis. You've all heard of the roll-F screen, right? This is another roll-F. I'm always marveling at how well these are made. There is a little issue with this one though. I want to have a piece of Velcro put along this edge. So when you've rolled this up to use the table, you're not swinging free because that'll let the bugs in. But that's one of the nice features of this one. You can just roll that down. Now you're fully closed up. You come in and out through this magneted strip. And as long as you use this handle, this little strap handle, and let it go back, it finds its way back. These are incredible. Then you can roll the whole thing up. You must roll it up to drive. Safety, so you can see out that window. I think they're great. Great fit, great product. Let me show you the one in the back. This particular roll-F screen is unique in the fact that it does not enclose the entire van opening from chassis to chassis. This screen is hung under the bottom of the bulkhead bookshelf and also leaves the outdoor shower accessible. Initially, roll-F balked at my drawings, but later rose to the occasion and delivered a beauty. Outdoor shower. Here's our fixture. It's from a company called Scandvik. And we had a hell of a time because the hose they give you with this shower head was awful. It was stiff plastic. You couldn't get it out. You couldn't get it in. So I had to replace it and I had to find the fittings that fit. So that was a bit of a problem. But now that it's working, you can put it up there, take your shower, bring it down, use the little trigger, dry it off before you put it back. Although we've got all of this covered with a product called Osmo. This is all cherry, but it's going to be waterproof with the Osmo on it. Stainless steel cubby down here, shower cubby. We've got one in the big bathroom as well. This is for your shampoo, your cream rinse and conditioner. But taking a shower outside in your bathing suit is ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I'm going to take a shower naked, like this. There we go. Now it's nice and tight. Okay, there's your shower crossbar. This is a little bit tedious. You got to put these on one at a time with Velcro. Now you got a nice decent shower. So you're fully covered. You can't see what I'm doing in here. This is ideal. It's a little tedious to have to put this together.